Hey everybody. Today, so we're going to go a little bit deeper today into fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional ascension. And I'm hoping that we can do a light consciousness meditation towards the end of the live. I want to get anyone who's interested in doing a fifth dimensional light consciousness meditation. That would be my goal for this live. So thank you all for those who are back for another round. Appreciate you all. Thank you. I'm going to get started. If you're here, let me know. Just hit the like button. That's how that way I know you're here, and we can get started with the live today. So how's everybody doing? All right, our little fourth and fifth dimensional collective. Here we go. Thank you for the likes. Let's get it started. Appreciate that. So I wanted to, we're going to get deeper into it, but I wanted to explain the third dimension, fourth dimension, fifth dimension for anybody who wants to kind of kind of ground yourself in this concept. The third dimension, which includes the whole universe, everything in the physical universe, everything that's manifested. The third dimension is a dimension of mind. We live in a mental universe, which means that it is a vibratory force. Mind responds to the vibrations of our thoughts, to the vibrations of our patterns, to the vibrations of our repeated actions. So we can actually create new vibrational patterns. When we create new thoughts, what you're really doing is creating new vibrational patterns in mind. And then those new vibrational patterns, mind being the substance of the universe, conforms to those vibrational patterns. So here's the point. You're not stuck with the life you've always had. You're not stuck with the person you've always been. You can change anything about yourself. You can change your personality. You can change your health. You can change the quality of your relationships. And you can change everything. And the way you would do that is by instilling new habits in your life. And as you instill these new habits in your life, that sets up a new vibrational pattern, a new wavelength, so to speak, a new personal wavelength. And as you realize, the universe is just responding to your wavelength, your pattern. Whatever wavelength you're maintaining and sustaining, the universe responds to that particular design, that wavelength. So you can redesign your wavelength. And the tool that we have to redesign our pattern is our thoughts. We can create not only new thoughts, but then new actions that support those thoughts. So for example, if I am not healthy, and that's just my pattern, that's my comfort zone, that's the little world I live in, I'm just not very healthy. Okay? How do you get out of that reality? How do you change the world? How do you change your experience of the world so that in the future you're going to be healthy? Well, the way to do it is to establish new health patterns, new health habits, new health routines. So it doesn't happen automatically. You don't go from unhealthy to healthy by snapping your fingers. You get a little bit healthier every day. I had a bad day, another bad day. That's okay. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. So you don't exercise. You don't do these deep breathing and exercising. You don't do them expecting immediate results. All you're doing when you're exercising, when you're breathing, when you're walking in nature, when you're doing all the things, all the healthy things you want to do, you're setting new patterns in place over time. And as we were just talking about, mind, the third dimension, is a vibrational dimension. And behind the universe is a infinite vibration, and that vibration is organized by our thoughts, our beliefs. Most of us are living our subconscious beliefs that we've had since we were 3 years old. That's what most of us live, but you can change them. It's a little bit difficult because you have to disrupt your old patterns and your old beliefs, but you can do it. And you can create an entirely new wavelength within yourself, which eventually over time creates a new version of yourself, a new reality, or a new timeline, if you will. In this case, a healthier timeline. So that's kind of the way the third dimension works. The fourth dimension is different. The fourth dimension is above and separate from the third dimension. It has no physical connection to the third dimension. So we'll wait till there's a few more people here, but we'll do a fourth dimensional meditation today. We'll get you in a fourth dimensional mindset, and you'll recognize that the three-dimensional world has no effect whatsoever. You can just swipe the whole thing left, because in the fourth dimension, you're not connected to that reality. So whatever's going on in that reality doesn't bubble up and bother you because you're just not connected to it. So in the fourth dimension, you can see the third dimensional reality, and you're going to use the power that you have in the fourth dimension to start making changes. And what are those changes? Those changes are new habits, new patterns, new routines. You're going to create new vibrational patterns that are going to make you healthier, happier, more successful, more abundant, freer, lighter, more clear, whatever it is you want to change about yourself. So the fourth dimension is a dimension you exist in it. It's a 3-minute, 5-minute meditation. You'll be in the fourth dimension and you'll see, wow, okay, I'm a fourth. You've always been a fourth dimensional being. You just was never explained to you. You've always been enmeshed in the third dimension, in the dimension of mind, in the physical universe, the manifested universe. That's a limited universe, but it can be changed. The fourth dimension, you're above time. You're above mind. The fourth dimension is a dimension of source. That's where you connect with your true power. That's where you connect and you find out who you truly are. You are source. And one thing you know about source, when you look around, it's infinite. There's no limitations. There's nobody stopping you. There's nobody playing defense in the fourth dimension because you have all the power of source at your disposal. In the fifth dimension, the fourth dimension just requires a simple mindset shift. It's really very easy to go from the third dimension to the fourth dimension. The fifth dimension is a little bit different. The fifth dimension is a mindset shift, but it's also a physical shift. Like you actually have to raise your vibratory rate. You have to clear out all the density, the emotions, the trauma, all the negative, grasping into the 3D world. All of that has to be cleared out. And the more you can clear out, the more you raise your vibration, the more light your body can actually begin to hold. So the fifth dimension, the goal of the fifth dimension is to hold more light within your body. So we're all third dimensional beings, right? We're fourth dimensional and fifth dimensional, sixth and seventh also. But we're locked or trapped or seemingly like this is all there is in the third dimension. I used to think of it like a box. You're in a tiny little box with these invisible waves over you. Like, when I was a kid going back 100 years, I remember saying it myself, all the mantras of society. Oh, women, there was a girl in our engineering classes. Oh, women don't study math. Women don't study engineering. All these rules that the outer world has imposed on us. Now, of course, that's, thank goodness, no longer true, but there are still all these biases and mantras and rules that we have to crouch down. Oh, you can't do that. You can't stick your head up into another dimension. You can't do that. Well, actually you can, right? All these rules are just imaginary. And the great thing about the time that we live in now, if you're looking for positives in the world that we have now, the great thing is that all these old mantras no longer exist. And we know now that you have infinite capability. You are a manifestation of source, and anybody who tells you otherwise, anyone who tells you you're not source or you're separate from source is just keeping you in a box, because they don't want you to express your full reality. Okay, we have enough people here. We're going to do a 4D meditation. Well, first I'm going to give you a task. Let's get those likes over 1,000. I know that should go pretty quick. And don't sit on the sidelines. If you're enjoying this, I'm talking to you. If you're enjoying this, go ahead and chip in. Just hit the like button and be part of it. I'm really speaking primarily to those of you that have been here several times. When I do this 4D meditation and this 5D meditation, I'm speaking to you. I urge you, if you're not already journaling, this is a journal. It has the day and the date. This is the journal I use. I got all my notes in here. I journal. I don't quite make it every day to journal, but I try to make it a daily habit. Click the link I have a link tree up there. Go ahead and buy this journal if you're not a journaler yet, and let's start journaling, okay? So today, now, because we have over 60 people, so thank you all for being here. Now, I want to just share with you, okay, from my side of the camera, there's a lot of distractions. There's people coming in. There's, thousands of notifications and little bubbles, and somebody give me a gift. Great, we got over 1,000, so we'll do it. All right, but I am talking to you. I know that as distracted as I might be on my end with all the things that are coming, as the person here, you're just seeing me and hearing me. So I want you to relax. I'm talking to you. I'm not talking to all the people that are bouncing in and out every 2 seconds. I'm talking to you, all right? I want you to relax. Find your diaphragm and just see if you can just let go of all the stress. Most of my stress is from the neck up is 90% of my stress. So just relax. We're going to do a fourth dimensional meditation. I'm going to take you into a fourth dimensional state. And then I'm going to share some interesting things about the fourth dimension that will help you. And you can start taking notes in your journal. All right, I want you to imagine that, well, there's 60 people here, right? So let's imagine we're in an airplane, there's 60 people, we're about to take off, it's raining outside, and the jet is about to hit the runway. All right, here we go. All right, we're taking off, we're launching into the sky, there's 60 of us in this airplane, it's raining, dark, it's light, it's during the day, but it's kind of gloomy because it's raining. Just relax and imagine you're in an airplane with 60 other people. Now, as that plane rises, it eventually comes into the clouds. And as it goes into the clouds, you look out the window and it's now dark, it's gloomy. You see the mist on the window, right? As you keep rising, that plane, soon enough, is going to rise above the top of the clouds. And when you rise above the top of the clouds, what's the first thing you see? Bright sun, blue sky, all directions, 360 degrees. And you look down and you see the top of the clouds, okay? The clouds in this meditation, represent mind. Everything underneath the clouds, the third dimension, is all governed by mind, primarily subconscious mind on repetitive autopilot, repeating over and over and over again. People just act without thinking. In fact, you look down there and people are racing around 100 miles an hour. Where are they going? Do they even know where they're going? Why are they in such a rush? You, however, are now in the fourth dimension. You're above mind. And if you're sitting in a chair and your eyes are closed, I want you to look down on yourself. And I want to point out a few things about you. Because in the fourth dimension, that body down there is an avatar. And here's what I mean. If you're meditating right now in a chair, I want you to notice your body will not move. Your body does not move. This is important. Your body has no mind of its own. It has no will. It doesn't want to do anything. It doesn't not want to do anything. It's an avatar. If you ever remember, like I'm sure people are I haven't played a video game in 25 years. James Bond is my last one, GoldenEye, with my kids. But if you remember, like when you open a game, you have an avatar, and that avatar has no personality. It just bounces up and down, and you say, I want it to have gray hair, I want it to have glasses, I want it to be left-handed, I want it to be a male, a female, black, white, green. You can control the avatar, right? You set all these things. That's your avatar in the third dimension. You are an avatar in the third dimension. Your physical body has no will. It has no desire of its own. Okay, it'll just sit there until you tell it what to do, or until you lose your fourth dimensional consciousness, and then it'll go back into its subconscious routines. It'll act without you thinking. But I want you to know well, hold on one second. I realize I didn't put in my microphone. Give me 1 second. Is that better? That should be better sound. That avatar, no mind of its own, no will of its own. It'll do whatever you say, whatever you tell it to do. Now, right now, it's operating under the subconscious routines and beliefs of yourself when you were 2 and 3 years old. That's when your subconscious was formed, before you could verbalize, before you could speak. So you're in this. Your avatar seems to be moving, but it's controlled by subconscious beliefs, subconscious thoughts, subconscious urges. Now in the fourth dimension, you realize that you are a different person. You have now no connection to the third dimension, except you can now control that avatar. All right. So what are some things you'd want to do with that avatar? The first thing you want to do with that avatar is you want to establish in the fourth dimension. You want to establish your character, values, and principles. Write that down. The first thing you want to do in the fourth dimension is you want to give that avatar, you want to program into that avatar very clear character traits, values, and principles. What am I talking about? I'm talking about thoughtfulness, generosity, kindness, compassion, health, helping other people. What is it you stand for in this life? We never really ask these important questions. What do you really stand for in life? What are your inviolable values and principles? What do you really stand for? And it's really important to understand that you can control your character, values, and principles. I can't tell you, like, I'm trying to be a better person, to be a better human, which is the goal for all of us. Thank you for that, Top Dog. Appreciate it. I'm trying to be a better person. And I can't tell you how many times I have a conversation with my wife and something she says triggers me a little bit, and then I walk away and I come back a few minutes later and I say, you know what, honey? I'm sorry. I don't agree with what you said, but I don't want to be that person that gets upset. I'm sorry. I'm working on being a better human. From the fourth dimension, you can program the values and principles that you want to live by. That's very important. If you program your values and principles in the third dimension, first of all, who are you anyway, except you're a subconscious bundle of emotions, right? So what are your values and principles? And the third dimension is so out of balance that it's very difficult to live up to those values and principles. But when you form them in the fourth dimension, they become rock solid. They become something you can bank on, something you can build your life on top of. And again, I'm talking about thoughtfulness, generosity, helping other people, being healthy, making healthy decisions, being self-reliant, things like that. So that's job number one in the fourth dimension, is to inculcate in that avatar, and it takes time, not in 1 second, but over a period of days and weeks. And I give you a tool in this book called the Thought Matrix. This is the cycle of mind. This is a fourth dimensional tool. And the cycle of, it's called the Thought Matrix. It's inside this book. And the Thought Matrix is a way for you to define what's important to you, what your values are, to state the facts. I am grateful. I'm an appreciative person. I'm a grateful person. I'm always going to manifest gratitude. I'm always going to manifest honesty. I'm always going to manifest generosity, thoughtfulness. I'm always going to be healthy. So I put my values into my mind, and the more I repeat them and the more I live them out in the third dimension, the more they become inculcated. Essentially, they become part of my DNA. These values just become who I am. So that's just the way it works. So I hope you can get this book, The Cycle of Mind, and look at that. So here's the thing. Number one, you want to establish your values and principles. Number two, the big tool that you have in the fourth dimension is the indoctrination of that avatar with new habits. You could look down at that avatar. Again, it has no mind of its own. It'll just do whatever you tell it to do. If you want, you can teach that avatar to play the guitar. You can teach that avatar to, throw a knuckleball. You can teach it to do anything. It'll do whatever you tell it to do, and it doesn't care what you tell it to do. It'll believe whatever you tell it because it doesn't have a mind of its own. It's a physical body. It's an energetic body and physical atoms wrapped around the energetic thing. It's your light is in it, but you can control it, and the best place to control it is the fourth dimension. So we talked about character, values, and principles. Now the next big thing in the fourth dimension is new habits. And what are those habits? This is important to understand. We're going to start with creating new health habits. New health habits. So that guy down there who runs on auto, that guy or gal that you're looking at down there runs on autopilot. It runs on autopilot doing things you're not even aware of because it's subconscious. You're going to reprogram its values, and you're also going to reprogram its habits. So now, what are health habits? Energy cultivation, breathing, stretching, meditation. You're going to instill a morning routine. Breathing, stretching, meditating every morning. You're going to instill an evening routine. Breathing, stretching, meditation, journaling, reading, dancing, doing whatever you want to do, whatever makes you happy. But you've got to have a morning routine and an evening routine. Morning, night, morning, night, morning, night. And when you start to program these new routines, now that avatar subconsciously says, hey, wait a minute.
she's serious, man. She's going to meditate every morning. Look at her. I mean, she's doing deep breathing and stretching and meditating. I thought she was kidding the first week, but she's still doing it. And she's still doing an evening routine. So now the subconscious says, okay, that's who I am. I'm going to do a morning routine and an evening routine. And a couple of weeks later, you miss your evening routine. Your subconscious gets out of bed and says, hey, wait a minute. We can't go to sleep yet. We got to do our evening routine. We got to do our deep breathing, stretching, and meditating, right? You want, if you understand what I'm saying, from the fourth dimension, you're inculcating habits and routines in the avatar, in your third dimensional self, so that it works on autopilot, so that that life becomes more balanced. So what you're effectively doing, you're both the avatar living the experience and the fourth dimensional programmer, if you will, that's telling the avatar, directing the avatar what you want it to do and what you want it to be in life. And what habits do you have? Health, meditation, being kinder, more generous, calming your wavelength. Don't get all agitated. Maybe you're going to cut off, snip off the news, and you're not going to watch the news because the news just gets you too agitated. You can start to make decisions from your own consciousness, from a higher plane of consciousness, rather than make all your decisions in the midst of the third dimension, which is just coming at you, full speed ahead. Right? You can't balance yourself in the third dimension because the whole world is out of balance. What do you anchor to? What do you hold on to? That's the point of the fourth dimension. Give yourself something to hold on to, so when you drop back into third dimension, it's still crazy, but oh yeah, I got my compass here. I have my compass. Yes, let me look at this piece of paper. That's why journaling is so important. In higher dimensions, you're going to journal the new habits you want to create, the new character values, the new characters and values and principles that you want to live by, the new way of being, some new ways of being. You're going to teach yourself new things. You can do this in the fourth dimension. So when you're in the third dimension, you're not just lost and just trying to respond to, I don't know what to do. Like, it's too much. It's too much for anybody. And when you try to balance yourself in the third dimension, what are you really doing? You're balancing yourself against systems and mantras and ways of life that are not balanced. There's nothing balanced about the third dimension at all. It's always changing. It's like a kaleidoscope. As soon as, oh, I really, like you look at it, you move the thing around. Oh, I really like that picture. Well, don't get used to it because it's changing. Everything's changing. So you can't anchor yourself in the third dimension and expect to be balanced. So anybody who's fully anchored in the third dimension, who's dense 3D, is out of balance because they're aligning themselves with structures that are out of balance. But in the fourth dimension, you can bring balance to your own life, and that's the key. There are two things that you want to do in the fourth dimension. Number one is bring all aspects of your life into balance. Did you ever see, you guys are too young, but there was this show called the Ed Sullivan Show, and he had this guy, he would spin plates, and he'd take a plate and he'd put the plate on the thing and he'd spin it, take another one and another one and another one and another one. Then he'd get to the fifth plate and the first one had started to wobble. He's got to come back and he spins them. That's your life, man. You've got 10 different plates that you're spinning. They're all out of balance. Maybe one or two is in balance, but the other 7 or 8 are out of balance. Your goal in the fourth dimension is to get ahead of your obligations and responsibilities, to become self-reliant and get each aspect of your life out of balance. If you're a parent, let's get you in balance. Then we can get your kids and get your house in balance. That's really important, to get your home relationships in balance, right? If you're isolated and you're alone, talking to anyone there who's just all by themselves and barely even goes to the supermarket twice a week, get yourself in balance. Get out and walk. Open your mind. Breathe. Start deep breathing. Get every plate in your life in balance. The problem is, most of our plates, some of them have actually fallen and crashed. Our relationships, our health, our career, it's just in shatters. We got to get them back up there, and we have to take responsibility and start balancing, which means you got to work on your health. You got to work on it every day. Then you got to work on your relationship every day. Then you got to work on your career and your job every day. Then you got to work on, reading to your kids at night every day. These are obligations and responsibilities that don't go away, that you're now going to get in front of because you start to see your life and you start to want to be different. I don't want to be like that. I don't want to be out of balance. All right. So here's the point, right? In the fourth dimension, you have two jobs. Number one is to get all aspects of your life in balance. And you do this by creating blueprints, by using the tool in the book, The Cycle of Mind, the thought matrix. You create your journal. You start working over time to bring different aspects of your life into balance. The second thing you want to do in the fourth dimension is you want to make your third dimensional body much healthier. And what do I mean by healthy? I'm not talking about sit-ups and pull-ups and bench press. I'm talking about energetic health. I'm talking about health at the cellular level. You want to raise your vibratory rate. You want to raise the vibratory rate of all your cells. You want to just operate at a higher vibratory rate. The path to doing that, by the way, is the habit of deep breathing. When you breathe this much, the bare minimum to keep you alive. Obviously, some people live for 100 years like that. They just barely breathe, but they can live to 100 years. So there's nothing wrong with it. But but the problem when you breathe like this is you're starving your cells. You're starving your cells of the two things that they need in the air. The first, they need oxygen, and the second is they need that vital life force. They need the chi or the prana. And when you deep breathe, instead of breathing like this, you're going to take all the chi and the prana and the oxygen that's out here. I'm in a room, all this chi and prana that's floating around, and I'm going to put it in here. That's where it belongs. That's what deep breathing is. Take all this outer energy, all this oxygen out here, and put it in my system. And over time, it doesn't happen in a day, or sometimes it take you about 3 weeks. Some of you might experience this sooner. If you seriously do 3 deep breaths every morning, 3 deep breaths every night, again, for the rest of your life. Once you start deep breathing like that for a couple of weeks, like I said, maybe some of you sooner, what's going to happen is you're going to actually feel your cells vibrating at a higher rate because your cells have dropped down to the lowest level of efficiency because they know that's all they're going to get. They're not going to get any more oxygen. They're not going to get any more life force. So they have said, okay, that's what it is. So I'm just going to operate at the lowest possible level. All of a sudden now, wait a minute. Whoa, you gave me a deep breath of oxygen, all that energy, and chi and prana, life. Oh, yes. And give it to me again. Give it to me again. That's what your body wants. And if you do it enough times, your cells say, heck yeah. And they start to operate at a higher vibratory rate. So the first goal of your three-dimensional health is to raise your vibratory rate, your cellular vibratory rate. The second goal is to flow energy through your central channel, through your central energy channel. Clear all the obstructions, release all the emotions and trauma and all the negative stuff that's that's weighing you down and tightening you up. Release all of that. Massage your arms, your neck, just get all your energy flowing. That's the key. You want to get your energy flowing. Again, this takes weeks. You want to get your energy flowing and you want to raise the efficiency, the vibratory rate of your cells. Why do you want to do that? Because if you are smart and you plan this in the fourth dimension, when you ascend to the fifth dimension, you can actually hold more light in your body. See, if you're not ascending, if you're not raising your vibratory rate, if you're not getting your life in balance, if you're not flowing energy through your body, if you're still all emotional and unhealthy and blah, blah, you're still the way you are, nothing's going to change. And all this ascension energy that's coming to us, because we live in a particular time in history when the Earth is ascending to 5D, and here's the secret, if the Earth is ascending to 5D, that means you're ascending to 5D because you don't live on the Earth, you are the Earth. I am the Earth. All of us, we are the Earth. We're the life on the Earth. And all of this ascension energy is for us also. But if you're dense 3D and you're just stuck in your routines and doing the same thing over and over again, and you're breathing like this, and there's no energy flow, and you're blah, 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 all that ascension energy just is no good for you. But as soon as you start to bring your life into balance, as soon as you start to raise your cellular vibration, as soon as you start to flow the energy, more 5D experience will come to you. More light can anchor in your body. More wisdom, more fifth dimensional wisdom can anchor in your being. The goal is not to experience the fifth dimension. The goal is to bring that back and weave it into your three-dimensional life so you become more open, more receptive to this fifth dimensional energy, this light. So you already have light in your body. You've got this much. If you didn't have it, you'd be dead. So we all have this much light. in our body. Our goal as we rise to the fifth dimension is to breathe deeply, raise our cellular vibration rate, increase the flow of energy, clear space, all the blockages. It takes a long time to unpack all your subconscious garbage. You got to get rid of all that. But the more you do it, the more light you can anchor in your cellular structure, the more light you can anchor in your body. And it anchors, there's a chakra called the mouth of God chakra. I think that's what the Vedics call it, the mouth of God chakra. In Taoism, they call it the Nimlik. It's a chakra right above literally at the base of your skull, between your spine and your skull, and your root chakra. That's where the light starts to anchor. And so what you want to be is a clear vessel to flow energy, to flow light, to flow all the power of source through you. You've got to clear out. And if you're not doing this work, then you're dense and there's no ascension. There's no 5D ascension for you. And the simplest thing, for those of you that were here for the 4D ascension, for those of you that were here, the simplest thing is to rise yourself to a higher understanding in the fourth dimension and look back, project your consciousness from the fourth dimension into the third dimension, and then build habits. Most importantly, health habits, character, values and principles, behavior habits. And what you're looking for is you don't want to get angry. You don't want to be a victim. You don't want to be hopeless. Somehow you've got to rise past all of those limitations and open yourself up to the 5D experience. And the 5D experience is light. And it's not like first of all, you already are a 5D being. All you're doing is becoming more receptive to it, more aware of it. You already are a 5D being. You already have light in you. So now it's just a matter of learning how to cultivate more light, and then learning meditations and exercises that'll allow more and more light into your vessel. So there are three things that you have to do to experience the fifth dimension. The first one is you have to bring all aspects of your life into balance. If you're not balanced, if you're just emotionally imbalanced, unhealthy, whatever it might be, if you just don't have balance in your life, there's no 5D for you, because there's no space for the light, because you're just out of balance and you're just immersed in this 3D balancing thing that you're always doing, and you're always lost or confused or angry or hopeless or a victim or whatever you are, whatever your thing is. You can't be like that. You have to change that so that you can start to bring your life into balance, so you can start to open more to 5D. The second step in fifth dimensional experience, and a lot of you will have already exhibited this, and many people already live in the 5D world. They just either aren't aware of it or they are aware of it. The second aspect, or the second step to 5D, is being heart-centered. And that's very different than the way most people are. I am mind-centered. Got to explain everything, fix everything, make sure I understand every last detail, write books, verbalize, convince people, fix, defend things. Like, I am mind-centered. And so for me, the most difficult part of the journey for me is to become heart-centered, because it's a different way of being. I'm not that way. Heart-centered just means shut the fuck up and just let the energy flow. Just feel your own energy. Just feel yourself as part of the universe. The waves of energy are coming in. The waves of emotion from other people are coming in. You acknowledge them, but they don't get you out of balance. You let other people go off on their own journey without trying to say, hey, do it my way. No, you can't. That's not heart-centered. Mind-centered is, hey, you're doing it wrong. Let me show you how I want you to do it in the future. So, we do it all wrong. So heart-centered is the opposite. Nonverbal, allowing the energies of the universe, recognizing that we're all energy, we're all connected. I can show you some really fascinating meditations on connection. So you want to be mind-centered. So number one, to get to 5D, you've got to have your life in balance, or you've got to be working towards more balance in your life. Number two, you've got to be working toward being more heart-centered. And number three, and this is the one people don't grasp yet, is unity consciousness. Fifth dimensional ascension is not a personal journey. All right, let's say it is a personal journey, because you're the one that has to wake up every morning, do your meditation, do your exercise, let the light in. Yes, you've got to do all that. Yeah, it's a personal journey. But you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it to add light to the collective. So every positive decision you make, every healthy decision you make, every kind word you say, every generous act you do, all of that stuff adds light to the collective. Yes, it also makes you better. It makes you healthier. It makes you, yes, you will get all the benefit, but you have to get out of the mindset of doing this for your own benefit. You're doing it for the light of the collective. And this is important. When you rise to the fifth dimension, you'll go right back into the third, you'll experience it again, go right back into the third again. Why? Because the third dimension is like gravity. Obviously, it just pulls us back. Got to pee, you got to poop, you got to shop, cook, clean, do the laundry, take care of the kids, go to, I didn't even mention work yet. You got to work, all these things in the third dimension will pull you back. You got to watch all your Netflix series. You got a lot to do in the third dimension. So that pulls you back. So you'll experience 5D and then you'll go right back. Here's the point of the collective. The collective is like a magnet to pull you up. So as you're trying to do the work, if you try to do it yourself, you'll just keep getting pulled back. But if you have a collective, boom, you'll be like a magnet. And these people, they're just like, I'm just a human being just like you. I'm not perfect. I've got my own challenges, my own limitations, my own health issues, my time constraints. I'm exactly the same as you. But I can tell you when I go into our collective and somebody says, hey, I did my morning meditation and my deep breathing this morning, I'm going to do my morning meditation and my deep breathing. I may have skipped it, but I'm not going to skip it because there's somebody else. And remember, you're not doing it for yourself. This is another thing. You have to surrender to unity consciousness. I'll explain this in a little bit more in a second. You need to surrender to unity consciousness. And as you rise, what you're really doing is you're creating a path that other people can follow. The more people who are on this path of ascension, the more people can get on the path of ascension, because now it seems possible to them. What seems impossible, if it's just you climbing this mountain, see, now it's still a mountain, but there's other people at the top. So yeah, you can do that. And not to say everyone in the collective is better than you or special or good person at all. It's just we're all on this journey, but you don't want to journey by yourself. And you don't want to think you're doing it for yourself. I know a lot of people say, will I be part of New Earth? Am I going to ascend to 5D? The answer is everybody's going to be okay. You're just a being of light. You're just a soul. You're on your own path. Don't worry about it. Like, just do your work. But the answer is if you do your work, you will be more likely to ascend. If you refuse, I don't believe this stuff, I don't care, I'm going to eat ice cream and be 60 pounds overweight, no, I'm not going to walk, no, I'm not going to do deep breathing, I'm not going to be a nicer person, I'm doing this, I'm in this world for myself, then you're dense 3D and you're not going to experience any of it. So, but okay, it's okay because you're a being of light, and at the end everything's going to be okay. So now I want to do a 5D meditation with you. Again, I always have to say this. When I look into my phone, I see a lot of distractions. I see the likes, and somebody put a cowboy hat and a mustache, and thank you for that, by the way. So I see a lot of distractions, people coming in and out, asking me questions of things I talked about 5 minutes ago because they just got here. So I'm ignoring that, and I'm going to talk directly to the people who are listening. Okay? We're going to do a fifth dimensional meditation, a meditation of light. Okay? Just find your diaphragm, just relax. See if you can let all of your tension go. In Vedic wisdom, they have something called the 5 bodies. The first body is your physical body. I want you to let all of that go. Just release all that tension, any negative, anything you're holding on to, any tightness, anything that's blocking you in any way or any obstruction, just let it all go. The second body is the emotional body. Let that all go. Just let all the emotions go right out your arms, right out your legs. Just get rid of all your emotions. The third body is your energy body. I want you to just feel the energy, relaxing, easy flowing, ease and grace. Everything's flowing exactly as it should. No obstructions. The energy is flowing to all parts of your body. And now we're going to rise to your light body. So I want you to imagine that you are becoming this light. I want you to imagine the earth. And I want you to imagine, we talked about a collective, we talked about unity consciousness. I want you to imagine all a web of light around the earth where you, I, every person, the 100 souls that are here now, we are little points of light in that beautiful pattern. And our job is just to keep pedaling and keep pumping this light into the system. This should be our goal. Fifth dimensional ascension. Just becoming the light, being more and more like the light, being a brighter spot on this global web. And I want you to feel as you become light. Let's do this. I want you to imagine you can take your mask off, your three-dimensional mask, just take that off, and I want you to feel the light come out from you. And now I want you to take off this shell, this heavy shell you're wearing, this three-dimensional shell. Take that off and feel how the light bursts all around you. And I want you to feel the vibrations, not just of the 100 people that are here sharing this moment with you, but of the millions of people around the globe who are also working in whatever way they're working to raise their light. And I want you to feel how that vibrates. I want you to understand that fifth dimensional ascension is not a personal thing. You need to surrender to the collective consciousness, to unity consciousness. You're not doing this. You don't ascend to the fifth dimension as an individual. We ascend as humanity. It is humanity that's ascending to the fifth dimension. It's not you. It's all of us are ascending. Just feel that. Feel your light adding to everybody else's light, and just feel how it's all connected and it's all making you more light. Imagine the earth, light, electromagnetic waves coming right out of the earth as the earth is ascending to 5D, and you are absorbing all of that light, all of the solar light, all of the ascension energies are flowing through you. As you become brighter and brighter and brighter, your spot on this map is getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And it becomes really bright when you feel everybody else doing the same thing. And when you can surrender yourself to not your own comfort, your own success, your own health, that's all great. You're going to get that anyway. When you do it for the collective, all of a sudden the light is now part of you. It's part of us. And the more we do this meditation, the more we come together in light, the more we recognize that it's not me or you, it's not for any one of us. It's for all of us. It's for humanity. We're ascending for the earth. We're ascending, as I said, we don't live on the earth. We are the earth. And we are part of it. And we're part of that energy and part of that electromagnetic energy and part of that light that's now flowing. Because we don't just live in any time in history. The earth is ascending to a higher vibration. We are ascending to a higher vibration. Waves and energies are available to us now that may never have been available in history. But now, if you open yourself up to them, you can feel them and allow them to flow through you. And the more you open yourself up, the more you surrender to unity consciousness, the more you surrender to a heart-centered way of thinking and being, the more you bring all the aspects of your life into balance, the more light you're able to anchor in your system, the more wisdom you're able to anchor in your being. Well, anything I say now is going to be a big letdown, so let's just bliss out in light for a while. And I want you to start to use your inner sight. And I want you to feel the light, see the light, experience the light that is within you, that you are. I want you to feel the light in every cell. of your body. I want you to feel radiating energy, light. So I want you to feel it both as a personal thing, and then I want you to feel the earth's light. I want you to feel how you are a part of that whole thing, and how that whole web makes you stronger, and how you make the web stronger. I hope you felt that. I hope that was really helpful. So, as I said, anything I say now is going to be a big letdown. It's going to be 3 and 4 dimensional. We were just in the fifth dimension. Um, Now, just remember the three things you need to focus on to be fifth dimensional, to have that experience. Number one, you have to bring all aspects of your life into balance. This is the part that everybody overlooks. This is the work that people don't want to do. I just want this handed to me. I just want to come to this meditation and enjoy it. Okay, well, this is the fun part of ascension, is the 4D, the 5D, the light consciousness, the chakra. This is great. But there's the other part of ascension, which is bringing your life into balance, creating new habits, starting to get healthier, getting out in the afternoon and walking, changing your routines, changing your being, the hard work of unpacking your subconscious. That's the hard work. So you've got to work on both tracks. You have to have a desire to bring your life into balance, to be a better human being, and to experience this 5D ascension. You can't just experience the 5D ascension without doing the inner work on your lifestyle and your habits. You can't just do the inner work on your lifestyle and habits, then there's no payoff, there's no fun. Once you bring your life into balance, then go out, enjoy the fourth dimension, enjoy the fifth dimension, enjoy the experience of light. Man, it's beautiful. But it's fun, it's nice, it's healthy, but you also have to do the other part. You've got to create new habits, new routines. And again, if you don't have a journal, please click the link in my bio and buy this journal. I appreciate it. I designed it specifically for me, so all the features that I like, the pages are numbered, it's got the day of the week, the date. Go ahead and buy the journal and start journaling. But you need to start making some decisions about your life, and you can start to make these decisions from a higher dimensional awareness, from a higher understanding of yourself. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you all. Do I have any advice for someone going through limerence? 15 years. I don't know what limerence is. Maybe someone could explain it, but I really don't give out advice. My only advice is the same advice to everybody. Breathe deeply, stretch every morning. Deep breathing, stretching, and meditation. Start a morning habit and an evening habit. So those of you that are journaling, I want you to write this down. Morning habit, evening habit. Morning routine, evening routine. What's in your morning routine? 3 things. Deep breathing, 3 deep breaths every morning, 3 deep breaths every night. Stretching and, energy massage every morning. Stretch your spine, stretch your neck, your shoulders, stretch everything. So number 2 in your morning routine is stretching, and number 3 is meditation. And that's your morning routine and your evening routine. Deep breathing, stretching, meditation. Do that every morning and every night. And I'm going to go further and say, you could be the nicest person, the most spiritual person. I call them unicorns. They're every love and all that. You know what they don't do? They don't have a morning routine and an evening routine. If you don't have your routine set, what happens is your day is just like going crazy. It's not tethered. So you have to anchor yourself in the morning to get a really good start to the day. You want to set yourself up for success every single morning to succeed. Look, it's 8 o'clock. I've already done my deep breathing, my meditation, my stretching. It's already a great day. And if you anchor yourself in the morning, look, as soon as you finish your meditation, your life is going to start to, because the world is the world, right? It's a 3-dimensional world you have to live in. Hopefully sometimes you'll bring yourself back to balance, but even if you don't, at night, no matter how crazy the day was, you're bringing yourself back to balance. If you only have a morning routine, you're out of balance the whole day. If you only have an evening routine, well, that's great. But then as soon as you wake up, you're out of balance. You got to anchor yourself morning and night. If you're not doing this, you're not doing anything. You're just talking. You're not doing the actual work that you need to do to bring yourself into balance. Because let me tell you, these unicorn people, oh, this, that, the phase of the moon, the solar solstice, they're more out of balance than than regular people in 3D. They're experiencing 5D, but they're not bringing themselves into balance. So they're not anchoring anything. They're just always flying around. Oh, next week is the solstice. I'm going to start preparing for that. All the outer things. They're concerned about everything in the outer world. I mean, all these celestial things, astrological things, the aliens, I mean, they can't stop looking at the outer world. That's not ascension. Ascension is inner work. It's quiet work. It's not, see, when we have a Discord group that you can join, when people just start like talking about pointless stuff, I don't jump in, but what I want to say is, look, me letting you just talk about this pointless stuff and the phase of the moon and this and that and all the astrology, all that stuff, like it makes you happy, but it's not making you any better. You've got to start journaling. You've got to start doing a morning routine and an evening routine. Morning and evening, morning and evening. If you're not anchoring yourself, you're just really not doing the work. And I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just talking to you. If you don't have a solid morning routine, get one. 3 deep breaths every morning, stretching and little energy massage. You should feel invigorated every morning, and a meditation. Now, morning's your busiest time of the day, right? So your meditation could be 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 10 minutes. 5 minutes is okay. It's not what you meditate about. It's not the quality of your meditation. It's that you did it and you did it again and you did it again and you did it again and you did it again. Guess what? You do that for 2 or 3 weeks, all of a sudden, you always are going to do a morning and an evening routine. You've set yourself up for success. And you want to make your morning routine so simple that you couldn't possibly fail. You trip over it. It's so easy. Just wake up and breathe deep 3 times, stretch and massage your energy a little bit, and sit down quietly and meditate. What do you meditate about? Well, the first thing you should do is just you start practicing to develop your inner sight. Right? We're going to use inner sight because that's going to be necessary in the fifth dimension and beyond in the sixth dimension as well. So you need to develop your inner sight. Just want to put your mind's eye on your diaphragm, and you want to learn to completely relax your muscles, relax your diaphragm. And then just pick one word. Let's just pick the word, oh, I don't want to make it too complicated. Let's just pick the word balance. Meditate on that word. Let's do it together. We'll just meditate on that word for 2 minutes. And what you're doing, that word balance, as we speak, as we understand, the words we speak have energy, right? And that word balance means something. It means more than just the 7 letters. It has a deeper, more complex meaning. I want you to just repeat the word balance several times, and I want you to just feel it percolating into your system and just become that word. Let that word balance become you. Let you become. What does it mean to be balanced? How can I be balanced? What? And now, guess what? You think about balance for 4 or 5 minutes. All of a sudden, you're at work and you're typing an email. Wait a minute. Let me find some balance here. Oh, Solas Behavioral Health, you missed the meditation. We did it. We did a deep 4D, 5D meditation. We went all the way. Can I buy the journal in the UK? You let me know. I don't know. If you search on Utopia University or the name of the journal, Create Your Own Paradise, and let me know if you can. I assume you can, because in my Amazon check that I get things. I get people buying books from all over the world. So I'm assuming you can, but I don't actually know that. Yes, it's too bad. They blocked your comment there, Solas. Yeah, so you missed the 4D meditation, but what I am going to do is I'm going to post this live on my YouTube channel. And also, well, you'll see it. It's also in my link tree, is my YouTube channel. For those of you that are interested in putting your energy into a 4D, 5D collective and really kind of elevating yourself into a more positive surroundings or positive mindset, you want to go ahead and join the Discord group. It's in the link tree, but this is the book. This is the cycle of mind. This is where we introduce the thought matrix, and this is the journal. But again, these are in my link tree. This one with the little sprinklies on the side is a like a line paper. You can see how the paper is lined. The other one that doesn't have the sprinklies, this is graph paper. So depending on what you like, I made the journal in graph paper and line paper. I also want to make another announcement. We're going to be starting a parents group. I know if you don't have kids, you're not a parent. Don't X out. I'm just going to talk about it for 2 or 3 or 4 minutes. Hold on. Yeah, they blocked your next comment too, Solas. I just approved it. And by the way, well, Trey, meditate with me. Come back here and connect with me, and go to my Discord group. We do meditations all the time. And it's easy. Meditation's been taught backwards. They tell you to quiet your mind. That's the stupidest advice I ever heard. My mind is like the fountain at the Bellagio. Why do I want to put it in a box and bury it 6 feet under? It's not going to stop thinking. What you do is you give your mind something to think about. So that's the key. What would be the most powerful things you could think about? Fourth dimension, fifth dimensional ascension, etc. So you give your mind a task. Believe me, the people that are meditating for 45 minutes, they're not thinking about nothing. They are going through a sequence in their own heads. They're experienced meditators, and they go through a sequence. There may be moments or minutes where they have quieted their thoughts and they're intentionally thinking about nothing, but that's an advanced skill. Anybody who tries to meditate by trying to quiet your mind, like me, like all of us, we just feel like failures. Like, well, I can't do it. Meditation is for somebody else. It's not for me. Here's the secret. Replace the word meditation. Every time you say the word meditation, replace it with the word balance. I'm going to balance for 5 minutes. I'm going to take a minute right now and balance. And use your inner sight. Try to see something, give yourself a task, give yourself a keyword, just the word balance or patience or inner peace or you name it, health. It doesn't matter what the word you choose. Just let that word percolate into your DNA. Yeah, it's all been taught wrong. The problem is if there's a right way to meditate, here's the problem with meditation. If there's a right way to meditate, if that's the truth, then the only one who knows it is the teacher. And is this teacher in 2025 doing it the way they really did it 4,000 years ago? Probably nowhere near, right? So there's no right way to meditate. There's a million different ways to meditate. Just replace the word meditate with the word balance. Meditation isn't an activity, it's an experience. It's not something you schedule and plan and do. It's something you experience, and it's open to you all the time. You can meditate with your eyes open, eyes closed, doesn't matter. You can be sitting, standing, walking, meditating. You can be driving your car and meditating. As long as you're bringing yourself into some level of balance, you're just pondering an idea, just letting it percolate, not trying to figure it out. You're just letting it percolate. That's meditation. You can meditate on the word heart-centered. I like that one. Heart-centered. What does that mean? Just let it enter and percolate. Heart-centered. And just all the things related to heart center go through your mind. They percolate in your being. It's just a beautiful thing. And meditation isn't. It's crazy that they make it sound like it's a skill you have to learn. It's not. It's just an experience that you have. We've all meditate. You meditate on the rain falling and hitting the leaves on the tree. You meditate all the time. You want to though do something that's healthy and intentional. You don't just want to meditate those few times when randomly you're meditating. Let me also give you another tip because I think this would really help you. We are always doing something. Now, if you're on TikTok, I know that you pick up your phone a lot. when you don't really have to, and you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. It's dopamine, right? We're turning our minds into mush. Let me explain. Let me explain this. This is a true story. I live about a little bit more than a quarter mile away from a park. So when my grandsons come over, we walk. Sometimes I walk with them by myself. Sometimes my wife. Sometimes their mother comes. But sometimes just me. This one time was just me and the two grandsons, and we're walking. And as we're walking, like I say, it's a little bit more than a quarter mile. I'm saying, guys, get out of the street. Stay on the side of the road. Stay on the. Stop doing that. Stop doing it. Like I'm like in grandpa mode, right? I'm like trying to control everything and trying to fix them. And stop. You're making me. They're making me nervous. There's cars coming, guys. There's cars coming. Stop it. Stop running. Stay where I can see you. Stuff like that. Being just grandpa. So we get to the park. I'm sitting on the bench, and they're just having fun. But I'm saying, give him a turn. Hey, Leo, great job, man. That was really good. Now give him a turn. No, no, no. Don't do that. That looks dangerous. I'm into the thing, right? I'm deep into 3D. I'm deep into mind centered, right? And then all of a sudden, I'm sitting there in the park, and all of a sudden, this moment of clarity came to me. I'm like, wow. I am so lucky. We live a quarter mile away from this beautiful park. Who even built this park? Look at the trees and the breeze. What a beautiful day. My grandkids are playing. I'm a great grandpa. I am so happy. I was in this moment of bliss. You know what I did next? I pulled out my phone and started checking my emails. I destroyed my own moment of clarity. So, what I want you to realize, what I figured out at that point, is the next skill was the most important. Is you want to, when you have a moment of clarity, which we all get from time to time, I want you to linger in the moment. Make it last. Savor it. This is beautiful. Remember, my mind's not still. I'm meditating, right? I'm enjoying the scenery. I'm enjoying this feeling of peace. I'm enjoying the whole universe is perfect. I have this moment of bliss, this moment of clarity, but I ruined it. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to linger in it. I'm going to make it last. It's like, and yes, and then I'm also going to learn how to create my own moments of clarity. So today I was took my daughter in for a procedure, and my wife and I had to wait in the waiting room. There's all this noise, doors opening and closing. You know what I did? I found my peace, and I said, I'm going to linger in this feeling of peace. I don't know what everyone else is doing. I don't care what anyone else is doing. My phone is in my pocket. I'm just going to linger in my balance amidst this whole world of confusion. Linger, find your balance, create a moment of clarity, and then linger in it, savor it, enjoy it, talk about it to yourself, like really make it happen and make it last. The way I think of it is like if you look at like there's all clouds overhead. When you create a moment of clarity or you have a moment of clarity, it's like you poked a hole in the clouds and the light shines through. When you linger in it, it's like you take that little hole and you make it bigger, so more light shines through. So you need two skills. Number one, you need to learn to create more moments of clarity in your life, more bliss moments, or more moments where everything just stops and becomes clear and calm and balanced. You need to learn how to create those moments. Then you need to practice lingering in those moments for a lot longer. Don't let them go. You can do this while you're driving. It's not complicated. You do this while you're watching TV. Just turn the TV. You ever like watch TV and all of a sudden, like something comes to you and you feel really, just put the TV on pause and just linger in it. Linger in it. That's a secret. That's actually from the Visipana sutras, the mindfulness sutras. Yeah, it's finding your happy place and then lingering. America, I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Whoa, we can get the likes to 20,000. That would be a first. Let's do that. What the heck? Thank you, all you folks who are watching. Just tap. Also, I will be on maybe another hour. So if that little arrow at the bottom to share this or forward this live, that would be great too. Thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. Let's take a character trait and let's well, let me backtrack a little bit. I talked about two tracks to ascension: the fun stuff and the actual day-to-day work. This day-to-day work doesn't happen by itself. You have to make it happen, right? You get a bicycle, you can get anywhere you want on the bicycle, but you have to pedal. It doesn't do it by itself. Your life won't change without you constantly pedaling. I have to prove I'm a human. Hold on. I hope that was close enough. You have to do the work. Now, this pedaling, I'm going to give a name to it, and then we're going to meditate about it. This pedaling is called self-reliance. You got to wake up every morning, do your morning routine, make breakfast for the kids, blah, blah, blah. You got to do everything you got to do, all your responsibilities. You just got to keep going, right? Okay, I really want to be in bliss in fifth dimension, but you can't right now because you got to work. You got to get to work. You got to get the kids to school. You got to do stuff, right? You have to become self-reliant. What people who are not see, and here's the problem with self-reliance. There's thousands of different aspects of our lives, and yeah, we are self-reliant. Yeah, I brush my teeth, I take a shower, I pick out my own clothes. I'm self-reliant. No, that's just the tiny little things. The big things, you're not self-reliant. You're just drifting with the world, letting the world going to decide what happens to you next. Like people that say, am I going to get to the fifth dimension? Am I going to get to New Earth? That's a perfect symptom of not being self-reliant. So you have to not only be self-reliant, but you have to be ahead of your responsibilities. You always want to be ahead of you don't want to be overwhelmed by life. Life isn't easy, right? On one hand, this is a gift. This body is incredible. What an incredible gift we have. What a beautiful planet we live on. What beautiful people, my wife, my kids, my grandkids, the park. It's beautiful. I could go on and on and on because I'm an optimist. I see beautiful things all around. This is a gift. We live in Utopia. We couldn't have asked for a better incarnation. Couldn't have asked for a better incarnation. But what happens is we don't appreciate it, and it's not easy, right? You got to constantly pedal the bicycle. You have to be self-reliant. So people who are not self-reliant, what happens is they start to get overwhelmed by their responsibilities, their finances. They have just completely given up on their money. I don't understand it. I don't care if I never have any money. I hate money. You've just given up on that. But because you're not self-reliant when it comes to money management. You're not self-reliant when it comes to food. True story. For 40 years, I complain that my wife keeps feeding me unhealthy food. She keeps buying sugar. She keeps buying processed. Why? I'm a victim. Like, I want to be healthier, but I can't. So about 3 years ago, you know what I did? I said, I'm not being self-reliant. I took control of the cooking. Oh, we had a little battle there for sure, because she wanted to buy the same things she's always bought at the same places she's always bought. I needed to buy different things. Then I started to, start to meal plan, realize as soon as you want to change your food, then it goes bigger than that, because now you have to start planning your meals. Then you got to start planning your shopping. So this is a great place to start, like taking control of your own food. Great place to start. If you're eating food out of styrofoam bins every day, you want to take control of your own food. You want to learn certain recipes. So you got to learn how to shop. You got to learn how to meal plan. You got to find the best places to buy things. You got to start saving money, cutting coupons. You could do a whole thing to get ahead of your responsibilities. Instead of always being stressed about food, you can start to make your food. Oh, I don't have time to make my food. Let me tell you something about time. Time responds to your habits. When you create new habits, you have all the time in the world for those things. Working out at the gym is a good example. Once you're in a habit, 2, 3, 4 months of working out 4 times a week, it doesn't matter if you don't have time. You'll always go to the gym because you can't imagine not going to the gym. It's your subconscious that creates the time. The subconscious, that's the priority. It's going to go to the gym. So there's always time. But to people that don't work out, I don't have any time. I don't like it with my clothes. They get wet. I get all sweaty, and I don't really like it. And they can't get themselves out of their comfort zone. So you have to disrupt your comfort zone, get ahead of your obligations, and start pedaling the bicycle. It's called self-reliance. All right. Let's talk about self-reliance. I want you to resonate with that energy. So we're going to do another meditation, except this time we're going to meditate on the concept of self-reliance. Okay? We're going to take this idea of self-reliance, being responsible for everything in our lives, not waiting for someone else to tell us what to do or when to start or where we're going in life. We're going to start to be self-reliant about every aspect of our life. So what I want you to do is just relax. And I want you to, as we said, every word has energy. It means self-reliance is a little word. It's 2 little words, but it means a million things. So what I want you to do is I want you to just close your eyes if you can, and just allow the word self-reliance to just percolate into your being. What does it mean means a million things. Just sit with it and feel what that feels like. Self-reliance is an action that gets you out of your comfort zone. People that are self-reliant will get up and do it. People that are not self-reliant enjoy their comfort zone. Like, I can't get up right now. I can't do that right now. I just can't. I just can't. They can't. They literally can't, because they just can't. Self-reliant people, they don't have that I can't. They're going to figure it out. They're going to do the extra work. They'll stay up later at night. They'll figure it out. They don't mind that they have 10 new responsibilities added to them. They'll absorb it and they'll stay ahead of all of it. Okay? A self-reliant person has a plan for everything. And I'm going to show you a planning tool. Self-reliant person has a plan for everything. The vast majority of people, not only do they not have a plan, they've never even asked themselves what they really want in life. They don't even have that conversation. These are things we just don't talk about. We're too busy watching the TV and, whatever we're doing. Who knows what we're doing? But we're not asking the important questions. And in order to be self-reliant, you have to have a plan. 99.9% of people have every corporation has a plan. Every single corporation has a plan. Most small businesses have a plan. Not 1% of individual people have a plan. And I know this. I sell life insurance. And I can tell you that hardly anyone that I talk to has a real financial plan that they look at every week, every month, like they're on a track. Self-reliant people have a plan for everything. Or if you have let's just say this, having a plan will increase your self-reliance a lot, because then you know what you're working towards. You know where you're going. You know what you have to do. So I want you to feel that self-reliance energy, because the problems in your life are not going to fix themselves. The relationship problems you have, they will not fix themselves. The financial problems you have will not fix themselves. The emotional problems you have, the trauma you have, it's not going to fix itself. You're a sovereign being. You have to take control of your own sovereignty. You have to learn to become self-reliant. You have to learn to develop a plan. All right. Those of you who are journaling, again, you're the ones I'm speaking to. If you don't have a journal yet, go to the link in my profile. You can grab this one. This is the journal I use. I want you to list 3 aspects of your life that you would like to improve that aren't perfect. It could be your health, could be your relationships. A lot of people feel like they have no meaning or purpose in life, like they're just going through the motions. What are some of the 3 big things that are really bothering you in life that you just want to learn to be self-reliant? And if I could teach you to be self-reliant in that one area, I can't fix any of your problems. I get asked on Discord all the time, can you fix this problem? I can't. Like, what do you want me to tell you? I'll tell you whatever you want me to tell you, but I can't fix whatever problems you have. Those are your problems. You're the only person on the planet that can fix your problems. Not only that, not only the only person who can fix your problems, you're the only person that cares about fixing your problems. Nobody else cares if you're overweight or unhealthy. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you don't have a financial plan and you're broke. Nobody cares, right? You care, and fortunately, you're the one who can fix it. Anything about yourself can be changed. So I want you to list 3 aspects of your life, okay? I want you to read them out loud, and I want you to say the following. I am not waiting to fix my fill in the blank. I am not waiting to fix that problem. I am not waiting for someone to come and wave a magic wand and make me healthier. I just can't. I can't wait anymore for someone to make me healthier. I've got to do it. I've got to take responsibility. I hold myself to action. I hold myself to action. Action is the key in self-reliance. You always need to be taking an action. And now you're going to write this down. I hold myself to action. I hold myself to developing better blank habits. Health habits, relationship habits, money habits. Don't care what it is. It's your thing. I love being in control of my life. I love being in control of my life. Wouldn't you agree that it's better to be in control of something rather than to have somebody else control it for you? If you're over 18, I would say, if you're over 14 or 15, you would want to control everything in your life. Why wouldn't you want to be in control of your money? Why would you just want it to just be a big mess and a confusion? Why wouldn't you want to be in control of your health? Who are you waiting for? Nobody has a magic wand. Nobody even cares, let alone has a magic wand to fix it. I love being in control of my life. I love, I hold myself to action. I don't hesitate to do the right thing. These are affirmations that you're going to back up because we're now going to develop a plan. I have a blueprint to fix this problem. I have a blueprint to fix this problem. I'm affirming. I have a blueprint to fix this problem, and I'm developing this blueprint right now here on this live. I have a blueprint to fix this problem. I'm not waiting for somebody to fix my blank. I have a blueprint to read to do this. Here's another one. I live my life according to higher values and principles. I live my life according to higher values and principles. You must be journaling. Buy this journal, then come back to the next live. I always want to do journal exercises. Sometimes I forget, but I don't want to forget. I live according to higher values and principles. I don't wait for someone else to tell me what I should do. I don't wait for someone else to tell me what I should do. I know what I have to do, and I'm going to take care of it. I'm going to be on top of my cooking, my cleaning, my household chores. I'm going to be on top of my job. I'm going to be on top of my everything. I'm going to be on top of my health. I'm going to be on top of my relationship with my kids. I'm going to be on top of everything because I love to make a plan. I love being in control of every aspect of my life. I don't wait for someone else to tell me what I should do. I'm on top of it. Now, I want you to draw 3 circles. Big circle at top and then 2 big circles underneath. This is what I call the abundance blueprint. Now, we're going to have a parents' workshop. Not this Sunday, but I think next Sunday. And in this parents' workshop, we're going to draw these 3 circles. And the first thing I want you to say, now you pick whichever problem you want to solve. I'm just going to go with health, maybe. Does anyone have different? How about this? Why don't you, in the comments, tell me what you're working on, but instead of the word health, maybe make it a little bit more specific. Like I want to start a deep breathing habit, or I want to do yoga, or I want to do something, right? Make it a little bit simpler. Instead of just health, maybe it's like I'm going to start to take control of my food and what I eat. Try to narrow it down a little bit. So go ahead in the comments and tell me what you're building your blueprint for. Because you're no longer waiting for someone to come along and fix these problems for you. You're going to take control. And this is a 4th dimensional attribute. When you start to make a plan, take control, and take action, you're programming, you're projecting your 4th dimensional self into your 3-dimensional avatar. You're making that avatar better. Money management, you bet. That's a big one for a lot of people. Keep going. Give me some more. What are you guys working on? Is anybody with me here? Is anybody still here? Or yes, no, want to continue this? Let me know. I don't see it. Let me know what you're working on. Maintaining the house, the household responsibilities. Give me a couple more. Being more active, getting out, being exercising, not being sedentary. Yep. We sleep all night. We sit in the car, drive to work. We sit at a desk all day. We come home. We sit on the couch and watch TV. Yeah. Nutrition habits, making decisions, being more self-reliant, getting out and being more social, developing your third eye, developing inner peace, being a health conscious. Yes, 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 yes. Beautiful. Fantastic. Thank you. Being more present in your relationship. Here's the thing I just want to show you. Once one person says something, everyone else can say it. That's the same way with 5th dimensional ascension. Once you do it, it's easier for everybody else to do it. So just put your energy out there. Don't ever be afraid of that. Don't overthink you're doing something for yourself. You're doing every time you put energy into something, it creates a channel, a template that everybody else can follow. Meditation and deep breathing. So you want to start, Raven, a morning routine. That's what you want to do. Being a better mother and wife. A little bit too general, but maybe you could tell me 3 ways that you think you might be a better mother and wife and work on one of them. So a little bit too general. Healthy and happy marriage, like your relationship with your relationship with your spouse. I'm just going to give you some advice, Tiara. Healing my childhood wounds. Don't heal them. Just get rid of them. Go into the fourth dimension and realize that they are only imaginary. We all have childhood wounds. It takes a little time to work through your subconscious, but if you go to a therapist and work through it for the next 8 years, all you're doing is anchoring yourself in your trauma. So you don't want to consider your trauma. You want to excise it. Just have it come, let it go through you and let it go out you. Anyway, yes. All right. So there we go. Be more present. Okay. So here's the thing. You have the 3 circles. The top one is essentially your why. This is where you're really going to establish your self-reliant mindset. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Okay? How to create abundance in 5D. Naomi, we don't use any of this work to create any external abundance, any material things. So if by abundance you just mean feeling the flow of light, that's just the nature of 5D. So if you're thinking about how to get more money or more something like outside you, that this tool doesn't really work. I just want to share that with everybody. All right. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to statement of fact. So if I'm running the parents workshop, I'm going to just suggest, you don't have to agree with me if you're a parent, but one fact is my kids are the most important thing in my life. Statement of fact. My health is the most important thing in my life. My marriage is really important. It's the most important relationship I have in the world. My getting out and being active is the most important thing, right? Whatever it is, state the fact. State not just your intention, but the truth. The truth is that fixing this is going to change your life. Fixing this is going to make you healthier, better, happier, right? My kids are the most important thing to me in the world. My health, nothing is more important than my health. Facts, facts, facts. Eating healthy is going to make me feel better for the rest of my life. I'm going to build a healthy eating habit, right? Facts, right? And then you're going to talk about your intention, what you intend to do about it. I'm going to fix it. If I've got a relationship problem, that relationship is the highest priority in my life. Fixing this relationship, my husband, my wife, most important thing to me right now. And my intention now is a second step. I'm going to fix this relationship. I'm going to do the work I need to do to fix this. I'm going to fix my eating habits. I'm going to fix my sedentary lifestyle. I'm going to get out and be active. I'm going to fix it. I'm going to fix it. The next thing is what could be, like what's the highest outcome you want? Staying with a relationship, husband and wife. Our relationship is going to be at a higher level, beautiful and balanced, right? We're still just on the top circle. This is my why. This is why I'm doing this. My relationship is the most important thing in the world to me. What did I say? I'm going to fix this relationship and bring it into balance. What could be? My relationship is going to be nothing like it is today. It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be at a higher level, more balanced, flowing, loving, all kinds of great things, right? And then what it will be, like just project yourself. If you had to project 6 months, a year into the future, what will you be? How will you be different than you are today? What will be? I am going to be super healthy at the cellular level. We are going to be having fun in our marriage. We're going to be doing things that are fun together. We're going to be together like maybe we were 30 years ago. Whatever your will be, could be. So state your facts, state your intention very clearly, what you intend to do about it, and then start to say what could be, what will be, what is. Okay? So that's your statement of intention. That's your why. Like, why am I doing this? And if you're not clear on that, if you don't develop that, and by the way, we're just going through some things. You are going to go tonight, tomorrow, the next day. You're going to go and cross things out and doodle. This is a blueprint. And the more time you spend on this blueprint, the more fixing that problem will become reality. So we're just starting, right? I'm just throwing things out. This is your thing to doodle in the margins, cross out, erase. I got a new thought on this. Oh, I was thinking something in the middle of the night. Come back to this, okay? The second thing, the second circle on the left is how are you going to do all this, right? You need 2 things to make changes. Two things you need to make changes. Number one, you need knowledge. Like, how do I fix this problem? I want to change the way I eat because I want to be healthy at the cellular level. I'm going to change the way I eat. I eat only healthy foods. Da, 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 da. Now you need knowledge. What are the healthy foods? Right? Let me go to the supermarket and do some reconnaissance. Oh, look, potatoes cost 49 cents. This costs more. Eggs cost this. Look at that. You need knowledge. You need knowledge. How do people fix relationships? Right? If I want my relationship with my wife to be fantastic, that's the most important thing in the world. How? What? Like how? What can I do? Give me like 25 ideas, right? Gain knowledge, do your research, become a mini expert in the subject. That's the second circle. That's the first thing you need to fix this problem. You need to know how to fix it. But here's the most important element on the right-hand side at the bottom. What are the new habits you're going to commit to right now that you're going to do forever? What changes are you going to make? And not just changes, what new habits and routines are you going to put in place? Write those down. You want to be healthy? You, like someone said, I want to, stop being so sedentary. I want to be more active. Well, okay. It's important to you, right? It's the most important thing in the world. I will be more active. I'm going to be more active. If I'm not more active, I'm going to die. I got to be more active, right? It's really super hyper important to me. I'm going to give myself 50 different ideas on how to be more active, which doesn't do a darn bit of good until you actually implement one. Now you got to have the habit. And that's the third element. What are you personally willing to do to make these changes? What habits are you going to do starting tonight? And write those down. This is now how you can fix any problem. I want to be very clear. What I just shared with you is a fourth dimensional tool. It's writing, but it's a picture. It's the three things. Your mind, the more you focus on this blueprint, the more you take it seriously, the more you scribble and write, all of a sudden you will see this problem, this solution to your problem manifesting. You will become different because you have stated why it's important. You've put the stake in the ground. This is the most important thing. This is what I had a million things I could have written down, but this one stuck out as the most important thing. This is the most important thing to me. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I'm going to do whatever it takes. Right? If you say, like, my kids are the most important thing in the world to me, you better frickin' do whatever it takes to protect those kids and make sure those kids have a good childhood and a good adulthood. You better do it, right? Of course, I don't need to tell you that. You need to tell yourself that. This is non-negotiable. I'm going to change the way I eat. I'm going to establish a morning. It doesn't matter what you put there. Health, relationships, personal characteristics, doesn't matter. It's the most important thing, and I'm going to fix it. Then I'm going to learn everything I can about this topic, everything I can. And then the most important thing, the thing that the tires on the car are, what am I going to do differently? How am I going to get out of my comfort zone? See, self-reliant people don't have a comfort zone. They just kept themselves right. They're self-disruptors. If they want to do something or something needs to be done and they're watching TV, I'm watching TV and, oh, honey, can you take out the garbage? No, I'm watching TV. I can't get out of my comfort zone, just take out the garbage. I can't do it, right? But self-reliant people will put the TV on pause, hop up, go take out the garbage because it's a job, man. It's just part of being alive. It's your responsibility. No one else is going to do it. No one else is going to fix any of these problems. Nobody cares about your problems. If you do those three things, and we'll do this throughout this live as we keep coming back. Just make sure you're journaling, right? If you already have a journal, great. If you don't have a journal, go link in my profile, get this one. You'll be very happy with it. It's a very straightforward, simple journal. Thoughts, comments? Type 1 if you just did that exercise. Let me know if you did that. For those of you that have been here for the last 6, 7, 8 minutes. Did you do that? All right. Yes, keep going. Keep everyone who's doing that. Let me know. And then type 2 if you wrote down your habits and you're actually going to do them for the next 21 days. If you suggested change in your lifestyle and you're really going to do it. I wrote down new habits and I'm really going to do them. Yes. Now who is going to hold you accountable to do that? See, this is a new toy, right? You're all excited about it now. And it'll be fun tonight, and it'll be fun tomorrow, and it'll be fun the next day, and it'll be fun that night. And you know what's going to happen? It's not the new toy anymore. And all of a sudden now it's work. Oh, I don't really want to do this. What happened? What happened to you, right? We've got all this was so important to you, but your comfort zone, your subconscious is like a magnet keeping you the way you are. Self reliant people are able to break through that comfort zone and intentionally disrupt themselves. They don't wait for someone else to change things. They don't look around to see, oh, what it was, I need someone to tell me what this, I need to be healthier. Someone should tell me what to do. Maybe this guy, I'll watch this video. Maybe he'll tell me how to be healthy. Maybe this guy will tell me how to be healthy. No one's going to do that. You have to take responsibility. And self reliant people can push out of their comfort zone, and they're very comfortable with disruption. It doesn't matter what task you give them. If they take it on, they'll do it and they'll stay in front of it. They don't just do it once or twice, they stay in front of it. And that's the goal. If you need support, click the link in the profile, join our community on Discord, and just check in every morning. Hey, I did my morning routine, and just you saying you did your morning routine will take 20 other people who didn't write anything, but they saw you do it. Now they're going to do their morning routine. Or you may be the one. Someone else comes in and says they did that, and now you're looking at it and saying, you know what, I'm going to do my morning routine. You need other people. We talked about this fifth dimensional ascension, this vibration that connects us as a web of light. We need other people. They were biologically can't be isolated. We need the vibrations of other people. We need their good wishes. We need their patterns. We need to follow their patterns. We need to create patterns that they can follow. We need other people. Go to the Discord group and put your energy into it. And the simplest thing is just say in the morning, hey, I did my deep breathing, I did my meditation, I did my stretching, check, check, check. Had a great morning. Or today, I'm shifting the way I shop for my food. Or today, my husband and I are going to do this, right? Do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do to change your own life. Be self-reliant. And one other thing I want to share with you that goes right along with self-reliance. It's something my father taught me my father died when I was 13, and my parents were divorced when I was 10, and they hated each other from the time I can remember. Like, I barely saw my father. He didn't spend a lot of time. I didn't spend a lot of time with my father growing up. But one time I remember very clearly, I must have been 8 or 9 or 10 years old. We were washing dishes. I was doing the washing and he was doing the drying. And we were just talking, and he would do this all the time. He talked to me about life. And I'll never forget this. I handed him this dish, and he looked at it, and he said, quality check, quality check. I go, what do you mean, quality check? He goes, look, there's crumbs here. He said, Alan, if you're ever going to do a job, do it with pride and quality. Doesn't matter how small the job is. Do it with pride and quality. Everything you do should be pride and quality. And I want you to have that trait. So when you now are going to create new meal plans for yourself and change the way you eat, do it with pride and quality. Be thorough. Pay attention to it. Do a good job. Like, you're doing it you're the customer, so do a good job. Most businesses, I don't know if you notice this, I'm sure of course you notice this, most businesses have no pride or quality. They don't connect at all with the customer, at all. They don't even, pride and quality is just a rare thing, right? You want to be, if you're going to be in business, if we're going to be in business together, whatever services we offer, you can be damn sure we're going to be the best at it, and we're going to do it with pride. We may not be the best at it, but we will do it with pride and quality. And I want you to look at this abundance blueprint. This is not a one-time thing. This is a fourth dimensional tool. I'm going to explain this to people who can understand this. This picture is a fourth dimensional tool. See, in fourth dimension, you're source. You have all the power of source available to you. But source is just like mind. It's just won't do anything unless you tell it what to do. So source is super powerful, but it's just sitting there. This picture focuses source, the full power of source, into your life to fix the problem that you want to fix. You're giving source a plan. You're giving it a picture that it can invest in. Source won't do anything. It doesn't do you any good in the third dimension to know that you're light and you're source, because when you're in the third dimension, that doesn't seem to help. It's just a bunch of chaos coming at you. But you have all the power of source available to you in the fourth dimension. This is a fourth dimensional tool, like the thought matrix that I talk about here in this book. The thought matrix is also a fourth dimensional tool that will take the full power of source and drive it right into those three circles. But here's the thing, it will do it as long as you're paying attention to it. If you just do it tonight and you forget about it tomorrow, it's just a thing I did on a live. It's not really that important. There it goes. You got to focus on it, morning, noon, night, focus on it really, really hard for 3 weeks. Do it really hard for 3 weeks and watch, because source doesn't respond right away. It's like mind. It operates in rhythms and cycles. The universe doesn't operate instantly. It doesn't snap its fingers and changes. The universe operates in longer rhythms and cycles. You can see this in the fourth dimension. And what you can do is start to plant seeds that aren't going to grow today, maybe not even tomorrow. Don't worry about it. Just keep focusing on your blueprint. Just keep working on it. Keep doodling on it. Keep it in your mind. Keep those habits going. Don't worry about the outcome, because believe me, you are moving unseen forces behind the scenes, very powerful forces. They don't go the way you think they go. They take their time and they do it in their own way. But when you focus on this for a few days and then a few weeks, all of a sudden source, in its time, in its own way, in its own rhythm, will put itself into that picture and manifest all the things that you want. But recognize it's not just doing it, you're taking action too. You changed yourself from the third dimension, and now you're a conduit for all this new source energy to come through. This is heavy stuff. This is really, really like deep stuff for those of you that can grasp what I'm talking about. If you don't grasp what I'm talking about, forget it. Just make the picture and just keep working at it, and it works like magic. But if you understand the fourth dimension, you understand that what you're really doing is you're taking a picture, you're giving your mind, you're putting it into your subconscious, and now once it percolates and it actually touches into your being and into your subconscious, now you are the conduit, and source flows all these new circumstances to you. And the key to using the power of source is you can only fix yourself. You can't draw a picture to fix your wife or your kids. It doesn't work that. The power of source won't go and fix them. You can only fix yourself, your health, your attitude, your mindset, your relationship, the way you are, your emotions. You can only fix yourself. And having said that, once you realize you have the power to change one little habit, you can change a million habits. You can change anything. Like I said, you can teach yourself how to play guitar. You can do anything you want. You can do anything you want as long as you're consistent with it and you give it a picture and a plan and you doodle on that plan and you put all your energy and focus on that plan. Guess what? You just activated hidden forces, very, very powerful forces that will come and fix it, and they'll push you along and it'll help you do your habits. It'll encourage you, because now you start to feel like you're in the flow. See, in the third dimension, you're constantly fighting against the flow. You're constantly fighting against the rhythms of time. In the fourth dimension, you understand the flow of how it works. That's why this is a fourth dimensional tool. But you don't even have to know the fourth dimension. You don't have to know source. Just do this, repeat it, doodle, make this your own. Don't do it for me as an assignment. I'm not going to give you an NFT for finishing it. I don't care if you do it or not, right? I got my own problems. I gotta live my own life. I have my own blueprints I have to work out. I'm not like I don't care about you, but nobody does, right? If you do this, you're activating unseen forces that take their time, but once they get going, once you create this new rhythm, these new wavelengths, these new habits, all of a sudden you give a channel for source to flow through. But don't use it to get a new car or to have more money or something like that. It doesn't make sense. You have to use it to fix yourself. Like, for example, money management. Use it to manage your money better. Don't use it to wish and pray that I wish I had $1 million. That's different. Totally different. That's not what this tool is for. This tool is a personal tool to fix things or improve things. And you can take any problem. Doesn't matter how big or how complicated or how long you've had it. Doesn't really matter. You can take any problem and apply these exact same principles, this exact same blueprint to tiny little problems, big problems. You want to create a new habit. Just write that habit down. Why am I doing it? Why is it important? What's it going to look like when it's done? What do I need to learn to be really good at it? And then what new habits am I willing to put into place? What new actions am I willing to put into place? How far out of my comfort zone am I willing to go? And then do it. And then keep looking at it. And then all of a sudden, a couple of days, couple of weeks, you'll feel powers far beyond your little three-dimensional powers are now changing you from the inside. That's really what this is about. So there's two aspects of ascension. One is this inner change that requires work and consistency and waking up every morning and doing your morning routine and habits. Okay, I just did my morning routine yesterday. Do I have to do it again every frickin' day for the rest of your life? Yeah. Oh, I just did the laundry. Do I have to do it again? Yeah, it's your job. Every day, it's not going to go away. Get ahead of it. Take responsibility for it. This is the part, this inner change, this inner attitude change, inner mindset, getting out of your comfort zone, the part that no one really likes to do, but hopefully we made it fun today. And then there's the fun stuff, the 4D, the 5D, the light, the chakras, that's fun. But you got to do both. You can't just have the fun stuff without bringing yourself into balance. And you can take any problem. You can make a list of 500 problems, and it doesn't matter which one you pick. Obviously, source is infinite, so you can pick all 500 problems if you can keep that straight in your mind. And you can make as many changes as you want. Focus on your health first. Focus on your relationships. Those of you that are focusing on financial management, I can help you with that as well. I can give you 1,000 ideas that other people do to manage their money and save. The key to financial management is saving. This is, just ask Warren Buffett. The key to your financial future, the key to wealth for the average person is saving. It doesn't matter how little you make. It doesn't matter how little you save. If you don't save anything, you will never have anything ever in the future. Could it be 3 at the same? Yeah, whatever you want, Lorena. It's your thing. It's your thing. Yep. And anybody who wants to learn more about finance, just hit me up on private message me on TikTok or Discord. There's my Discord group up there. And I'd be happy to talk to you about it. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's recap. 31,000 likes. Blown away. By far the most likes I've ever gotten. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. I really mean that. I appreciate the gifts, the time you spent here, the effort you put in, the energy you projected back to me. I really appreciate it. We have to improve one thing, though. That little arrow at the bottom, we had 18 forwards. We could have more. So anyway, I'm just going to say, first that little, I'm done now, so it doesn't matter if you forward this live, because I'm gonna be signing off in a minute. But thank you all. I also want to make sure that everyone is aware and has the opportunity, if they want to take an extra step. If you join that Discord group, you can take that extra step. You will then be invited or become aware of Saturday night and Monday night. I'll be doing this 4D, 5D meditation again on a private session. We'll be covering some of the same ground, but we'll also always cover other stuff. I prefer teaching on Zoom in private, not because I want to keep it a secret, but just because this platform is very distracting. People come in at all different times, so there's no consistency in what people experience. But anyway, I just want to make sure that anybody who has the interest and wants to take an extra step or wants to know how to take an extra step, meet me on Discord. We can invite you to the parents group. Just jump into the parents chat. Jump into Discord. You'll get the Zoom link. I'm not going to do the teaching Saturday night and Monday night here on this platform. I'll be doing it on Zoom, and we'll put the link up there. So anybody that is interested, I just want to make sure you all know that that's available to you in addition to these lives. Also, I don't know if anyone noticed, but I made a decision about 2 lives ago to start to give more information. So hopefully you have notifications on and you're getting here towards the beginning of the live, because we did a 4D meditation about an hour ago. Was anybody here for that? That 4D, 5D light meditation? Hit the number 1 if you were here for that. Because we had a lot of people here at that. I waited until we had about 70 people. And did you like it? Yeah, was it a good minute? Was it useful for you? So thank you all for that. Thank you for following. Thank you for the likes, the gifts. I really feel the energy. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Keeps me going. So I'll see you on Discord. All right. All right, guys. I'm going to give myself a voice break. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you the next time. When am I coming back? I don't know. Tomorrow's Saturday? I don't know. Saturday night at 8 o'clock, I'll be on Discord and I'll be in a private class with all of you. So I'll probably be here a little bit on Saturday. I'm not sure. But anyway, everyone have a great rest of your night. Love you all. Thank you so much. And blessings to everybody. And stay in the light. Keep yourself self reliant. So long, everybody. Take care.